Welcome to Pro Tools. My name is Mike Klinger. When you first launch Pro Tools, you'll come to the Quick Start Guide. It is from here that you can create a session from a template. Over on the right side of the page, you'll see that you have various templates, categories, 11 rack, guitar, icon, miscellaneous music, etc. Below that are the submenus of the category. Most of the time in this workshop class, we will be creating a blank session. You'll need to make sure that the session parameters are viewable by clicking on the arrow. You will always wish to record in WAV, even if you're on a Macintosh, which records AIFF. Please record in WAV. Reason for this is because if you record in WAV, you're able to share it with a Windows person or a Windows recording studio. And Mac reads WAV anyway, so why not record in WAV? Bit depth, you will always record in 24-bit resolution instead of 16-bit, even though we will dither it down to 16-bit towards the end. I/O settings, I like to use stereo mix. Then I click OK, and it immediately asks me where I want to put the session. I'll call this session Test 1. And I want to really ideally put this onto an external FireWire 7200 RPM hard drive. In this class, you probably don't have that luxury, so just store it onto the internal hard drive, but always make a copy of this when you're finished onto your thumb drive. In case something happens to that, you don't lose all of your work. When you hit save, it saves a folder onto that hard drive where all of your files are going into. Be careful never to remove things from that folder. Everything needs to be in that folder so that Pro Tools can find things. There are two screens in Pro Tools. This screen that you see before you is called the Edit screen. If you hold down Apple Plus or for Macintosh or Control Plus for Windows, it will bounce you to the Mix window. And this is a toggle, so you'll just go back and forth between Mix, Edit, using that key command. Down below you have your transport window. Most of yours will probably look like this right here instead. It'll be short. For this class, I need to have you make sure that Counters is on and make sure that MIDI Controls is on by clicking on that little arrow in the upper right corner. Also, you can view your data in bars and beats or minutes and seconds. I like to use bars and beats for the top one and then minutes and seconds for the bottom one. That really helps me. Over to the right, you'll see that you can have a count off turned on for 2 bars. Here is your metronome. Here is your conductor. Now the conductor is set to 120. If we need to change tempo, you can simply turn off the conductor and then type in your tempo here. For now, just leave it. In order to have music come into Pro Tools, you can either drag a file in or you can record it in. For this purpose of just seeing the interface, I'm going to take this file called All That I Have and drag it over here into my tracks window over to the left. And this creates a track, a stereo track in this case, left and right. And if I go to my mix window, you'll see that it has now added a channel strip in my mix, just like a regular recording mixer. Go back. If I want to play this, here are my tape controls. This is record, play, stop, to the end, fast forward, rewind, go to the very beginning. We won't be using this online tool in this class. So if I wish to play a little bit of this, I simply hit play. Stop. And that's a good introduction to Pro Tools.